questions on the second part. Two other important things that happened in chapter 4 to remember, okay? See, most people, as they move on to that next step, looking back in the text, good job. That's going back in the text. So I did a good job making a connection to the title of the chapter's confusion. What was that? Let's do this. Pencils down in 5, even if you're not finished. Pencils down in 4. Let's see if I got a row ready. Here we go. I know we have a lot of people who aren't finished, but let's get those pencils down. 3, here we go. Thank you, Ray. 2, Ladez, let's get that down. Your row looks close. Pencils down in 2. Thanks, Ladez. In 1, Monte. In 0. Thanks, Marcus. Y. Let's do this. My bad, I forgot this in the directions. Slide your mask up if it's not already. Then 1 minute with your partner, let's check in about our summaries. I should, as I come around to you with a mask on, say, is that you gotta get it. That was that video. But let's hear from a few people about chapter 4. Big things happening before we move into chapter 5. Duray, get us started.
So first what happened was...
Hold on one sec. Head up over there. Right now, my option is I'm listening, participating. If I'm adding to my summary, that's fine. Those are my options. Sorry, Duran, go ahead.
First, what happened in chapter 4 was Ronnie was walking the war monkey, and then while he was walking around, and he selected a bee, and the bee named Spelling.
Okay, and why did that name Spelling Bee make a lot of sense for this character? Kyle, what do you think? Why did this name make sense? For the Spelling Bee, why did that name make sense?
Because like when he said a word, he would actually spell the word.
Yeah, he would actually sit there and spell it out, right? So that one we got pretty quickly, right? Why that name made sense. All right, cool. Was that the only important character we met in chapter 4? Was it? No. Okay, good. So tell me, we got first meets the Spelling Bee. Next, Alani, you continue. That's okay. You can fix it as we discussed, right? That's the purpose of the discussion. Sorry, Alani, go ahead.
He meets the humbug, and then the humbug and the spelling start fighting, then the humbug not to write all the things and cause confusion.
Okay, so we meet the humbug. See a few silent signals. Yes. Tell me a little bit more about this humbug character. A little bit more. What did we notice yesterday? Marcus, why?
I noticed that he kind of does life, well not really. And like he cares about his clothes and he like he always buy like family or something.
Open to page 52 if you're not there. Well, you wouldn't be there because I haven't asked you to do that yet. I'm open to page 52 and 5. Let's check out what Marcus just said. I got Marcus S. Flippin must be there in 4, 3, 52. Thanks, Kevin. Open to 52 and 2. Nathan's getting there. Nice. 1. Nice job, Monte. 0. Okay. Marcus just said, hey, Humbug's a pretty nice dude. Is that what you said?
No.
What did you
I
say?
said he lied about his everything and he always looked.
Okay, sorry, I heard you wrong. We were about to find some evidence to see if that was correct. Well, let's find some evidence on page 52. Still, he's not a super nice dude. Maybe he's dishonest, as Marcus said. Can someone read us specific evidence from page 52 that shows the humbug not very nice, maybe even dishonest? I see Sarai looking back in the text on 52. Ooh, Ray found a piece of evidence. Nice job. All right. Let's prove that Marcus had the right answer. My bad, Marcus. Humbug, not very nice. Maybe dishonest even. What'd you find, Kevin?
The humbug says, "As I was saying to the king just the other day," and the spelling bee says, "You never met the king."
Okay, can someone just read us a nice piece of evidence a little louder? Kevin, that sounded pretty good. I'll read. Ooh, who said that about the humbug? Did Milo say that?
No.
The spelling bee. So the spelling bee, as he's introducing the humbug, right off the bat says a dislikable fellow. And if we look at how the humbug comes in, does he come in all friendly like, hey, nice to meet you?
No.
No, what does he come in doing? I'll take a hand. What does he come in doing? Perfect. Ray?
He comes in and says, "Balderdash, shouted at me, voice."
Yeah, he's a loud voice yelling, balderdash, grumpy old man, right? No offense to grumpy old man. But, so, last thing though, we said, yeah, met spelling bee. Next, he met the humbug. What else should we mention? What was happening at the end of the chapter? This is why it was called confusion in the marketplace. Some of you guys had this for your then. Devon? Oh, sorry, I missed it.
All like the little stands and stuff that would be on the local market were knocked down and everybody was confused on what happened.
Yeah, and how did all that stuff get knocked down? Miss Brown walked by and tripped over it?
Yes.
Well, it did happen back there a second ago. Most of you missed it, luckily. Not you, of course. Peyton?
It helps because the rundown is already starting to fight, and that's how it caused confusion in the marketplace. And that's how the church is not staying because having high churches are staying because they start confusion in the marketplace.
Alright, perfect, right? They got into a fight, they rolled all over, knocked it all over. Alright, here we go. Any math on tracking the screen? Pencils are down at this point, so you know what we're doing today as we get into chapter 5. Need pencils down to row 4 or 5. I'm ready in 4 and 3. Start reading this while I update Dojo for people who are with us on a countdown. 3, so guys track the screen. 2, 1, Lazarian, thank you. And 0. Can someone read us our objective for chapter 5 today? DeAndre, nice and loud.
I can
Infer?
infer the meaning.
Oh, I'm sorry, interpret.
Interpret the meaning of the phrase short shrift based on the description of a character in chapter 5.
Repeat after me. Short shrift.
Short
shrift. We'll try that one more time through the mass. Listen to it one more time. Short shrift.
Short shrift.
We're gonna need a character that has this as part of their name. Based on what we've seen so far, is that gonna give us clues about what he might be like?
Yes.
It won't.
You
Probably.
know what short shrift means.
Oh, so how are we gonna figure out? That's our objective for today. We're trying to figure out, interpret means to try to figure out. How are we gonna figure out the meaning of this phrase if we've never heard it before?
We gotta read.
Well, yes, of course. Let's
Figure
figure
out his personality.
Yes. So once we read and see what he's like, isn't that gonna give us clues to the meaning of this phrase? Remember, we didn't know. Okay, think back to this, Kyle. We didn't know what lethargy meant. Do you remember that? But then didn't we figure it out because we read about the Lethargarians? And what did we realize that lethargy meant? Even though we've never seen that crazy big word before, we realized if I'm lethargic, I'm what? Lazy, tired, low energy, right? How about this? Share your predictions with a mask. If I can see you with your mask off, it's a demerit. Predictions about this character. What might he be like based on that name? It's okay if you're not sure. What do you think? Go. Kevin, don't do water while that's because they're talking. We'll talk about our predictions and then we'll get to get right into it and see if you were correct. Here we go. I'm looking for people. Hey, 58. Here we go. You'll know you're there because it says chapter 5, short shrift. Hey, there's the phrase we're going to try to figure out what it means by looking at this character and seeing what he's like. Yeah, some people already know. Illustration will help us too. Great job. All right. Start to look at that while I come around and do a quick check. I'm looking at page 58 at a voice level 0 and 5 and 4. I'm starting to scan the page while we check. 3. Dimase. Last reminder. 2. 1. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We are not going to read the full chapter together, obviously. Like we've been practicing, we'll look at first few pages together, and then you'll read the rest on your own. Lazarian, on the screen, hey, here's what we're looking for as we read, or listening for rather. Ariana, can you remind us?
Look at the details that help you describe opposite the
All right, Duran, what are we listening for?
We're listening for clue that helps us process how the church related.
Yeah, so details that help us describe him, because if we know what he's like, aren't we going to be able to figure out what his name means?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Make sure you're either pencil or finger when I get you in the right spot. Here we go.
5. Short shrift. Done what you've looked, angrily shouted one of the salesmen. He meant to say, look what you've done, but the words had gotten so hopelessly mixed up that no one could make any sense at all. Do going to we what are, complained another, as everyone set about straightening things up as well as they could. For several minutes, no one spoke an understandable sentence, which added greatly to the confusion. As soon as possible, however, the stall...
Okay, I'm confused because is what they're saying making sense?
No.
No, why is probably the way they're speaking not making sense? Think about